What is pin and stretch to you? What are like the keys to pin and stretch?
If you know.
The technique. If you know. If you don't know, it's okay.
Like,
You're going to know by the end of today.
like what do you like? How?
As a technique. Okay, let's make it easier. What's low me?
It's more like forearm long, soothing stroke.
This is irritating. All right.
Great, yeah.
Yes.
My microphone is not handling my shirt well.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah, that's good.
You can put down your arm
So
if you want.
forearms is a key factor, long, flowy strokes, right? Okay. Myofascial release. Anyone volunteer? What's myofascial release?
More like a topical, like massage.
Is that like skin rolling?
That would fall probably in a Swedish world.
Yeah, myofascial. I haven't done it, but I think it's like more of a light touch.
That's a good theory.
No, it's not.
Anything to add, Sue?
Well, if you're releasing that top layer, then it would be a deeper touch.
Okay, maybe we should define what does release mean.
You are separating adhesion?
Good. You learned that in school.
Probably.
Good job. What is an adhesion, if they even exist? What is it made out of?
I think he gave you a good clue right now. If they even exist.
Yeah.
It's made of unicorns.
Okay, yes.
There you go.
Unicorn fart dust would be the specific
I bet you guys say don't exist by the way you're talking.
Adhesions do exist.
Okay.
They're scar tissue. People will say, oh, I have a knot here and I have a knot there and there a knot and here a knot, everywhere knot. Whether or not you can break up an adhesion, let me explain connective tissue, which is what everything inside your body is connected with. Your skin is connected with connective tissue. Muscles are wrapped in connective tissue in bundles and bundles of bundles. And your organs are suspended with connective tissue. And they call it a web. And it goes from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. And it's all connective tissue. The tensile strength, how strong connective tissue is. Maybe you should Google this because I've been saying this a lot. The tensile strength of connective tissue is about 2,000 psi, which is much stronger than the tensile strength, how much tension is required to deform it, of steel. Connective tissue is stronger than steel. And then you guys are all logical, smart individuals, so you're like, yeah, but a steel knife will cut you. That's not tensile strength. That's, a blade slicing through. Let me see if I'm...
By the way, Paul won first place on his run on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you did the marathon?
No.
You did 5K.
No.
Oh, we were supposed to be over there massaging, but the guy in charge got a migraine, so.
It was the sorriest medical tent I've ever seen in my life.
He's looking great about it.
They had all kinds of... They had all kinds of... It just says it has great strength and resists stretching.
We don't know either. Don't ask us.
All right, I heard somewhere that it's like somewhere in the realm of 2,000 psi. The pad of your thumb is like 1 square inch. Psi is per square inch. I weigh 180 pounds. This is 1 square inch. How am I going to get 2,000 pounds in that 1 square inch? I weigh 180. How?
Pin and stretch.
Good idea. The answer is you can't. So are we really breaking up scar tissue? Are we really delaminating adhesions or anything like that? There's so much confusion in what we're actually doing. Let's just say at Sportbodywork, we're communicating with your brain. So whatever stimulus, touch, movement, stroke we do, and the brain sends a different signal after we're done, that's success. the brain will change the quality of the tissue after you've done the thing. So now all the nerds, all the engineers, all the science paper people can't say science doesn't support that. Because your brain is responsible for every system and every change within your body. We are simply facilitating a different input for the brain to understand, to change its output. Is that clear? So
Is that like when people say they have like frozen shoulder, it's not real? Not
Yeah.
that it's not, but it's like your brain is just trying to protect your shoulder from doing things.
exactly, because if we put them under anesthesia, their shoulder
you can
moves.
do whatever you want. Yeah.
Whee! And then they're like,
Good job, Bridget.
that was really good thinking.
Yeah.
So your brain is powerful for good. Your brain is powerful for bad. So now for specific strokes, pin and stretch at its foundation. So clearly I didn't put lotion on her. You do not need lotion for pin and stretch. Lotion makes pin and stretch more enjoyable, especially if there's any glide. Bicep, very simple muscle. It's a weak flexor of the elbow. Its main job is to supinate. So all the guys in the gym going, oh, I'm gonna make big biceps. They're probably not gonna get that big because that's not the muscle. If you see them in the gym and then they turn it, you see how that my bicep, not much happens if my hand's here, but as soon as I do that, I get short. That's how you know it's a supinator, because this pronation to supination. So pin and stretch is simply you shorten the muscle. So look, I'm going from pronation to supination. I know her bicep is short now because I'm doing its action. I shorten the muscle. Now I'm going to pin the muscle. Now I'm going to stretch the muscle. Did you see my hand move? Did you feel the muscle move under my hand? Yeah? That's pin and stretch. And so now
Did your hand move?
I did the stretch.
So we saw your hand move.
No, my hand didn't move.
Oh, okay.
But every time, so I pin it, I'm putting pressure down, you can see, you okay? I stretch it, I release the pressure. I shorten it. I pin it, I stretch it. So the pin and stretch is defined in its name. So you pin a muscle and you stretch a muscle. To stretch it, you have to shorten it first. Now, if you don't take the pressure off, so short here, tell me how this feels different versus,
It's like it doesn't not go back.
more information to the brain.
Yeah.
So when you don't release the pressure, and this is where you got to practice a lot because it's some timing, it's like pin and grind, and you're actually pushing blood out and not letting blood in. Because anytime I compress, it's like a sponge. I'm pushing blood out, stretching, let the blood come back. That's where the healing takes place. That's the information the brain is like, okay, good stuff. And then repetition. So movement is part of pin and stretch. Pinning a shortened muscle, lengthening under the pin, that's pin and stretch. Removing the pressure to re-shorten, that's pin and stretch.
So I used to do the leg thing you showed us, but then when Trisha did it, she didn't use the leg. So
I don't use the leg in the video.
yeah, so does it matter? Okay.
Well, you tell me how you feel not using it and how your body mechanics feel, and then you can show me how you feel when you use it. Because when you don't do it, you're like this.
Oh, okay.
That was good though. That's
You're doing the setup well, but at the cost of you.
Okay.
So if you did this 8 times in a day or 6 times in a day and the person was twice her size, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And it probably will hurt your lower back or your shoulders.
So the question might be, how does Trisha get away with it then, maybe, is what the
She's been doing it a long time, and you guys are all going to figure it out what works best for you.
Yeah.
And so it's a nuanced thing, but when I show it, it's also ever adapting, because I now know that this is so much easier because I have a lever point and I don't have to hold all of the weight.
Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah.
At this level, I think the table was a funny level when I was.
Yeah, and you're going to get good at figuring out what level table you want to work on.
But also what you did is different than what we were doing. We were doing this,
Yeah.
not this, not out.
Right, yeah, it doesn't have to be all the way out. So if you are here, you want your forearm resting here. Yeah, this table's a little high for you. And when your forearm rests, oh, now everyone's confused.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
So you would grab here.
I'm grabbing here.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm like, hold on, no, I'm good.
So always think about when you're going to bend, you're pushing your butt back. And it's the same movement of closing your car door with your butt. Your hands are full of kids or groceries, and you want to shut your car door. You sit down and back.
Okay.
That's a hip hinge. That's much safer than rounding.
Okay.
And so when you go here and you go here, so my elbow is kind of up close to my hip, but I'm more upright because I'm taller than you. This is a challenging height for you. So all I have to do to lift her is actually turn and drop my hip, and I could keep my elbow here and not lift. That's nuanced
Yeah.
body positioning.
Yeah,
So
Okay,
you
yeah.
will figure it out
Yeah.
what works best for you. But what I'm saying is, I'm always thinking, I'm going to slam that door with my butt and I'm going to keep my back straight. If your back is straight, it's really hard to injure it. And most massage therapists injure their lower backs.
Well, if you hurt your back, we know how to fix it, so that's it.
Yeah, so,
So you're fine.
yeah. Yeah.
The idea is not to go there.
Yeah, the idea is
but-
not to go there.
And I'm actually really glad that you mentioned that because I didn't realize either. So now I know.
If you learn the way that's easiest for you,
Yeah.
and then you adapt it for you, table height, whatever, it's going to be the best for you. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you, in 2 years, the way you do things is going to look distinctly different than Trish, Sue, Daisha, me. I can't see myself work. I used to have a mirror here, but I can't see myself work, but I see myself in videos. And sometimes I'm like, ugh. And then sometimes I'm like, ooh, that's pretty good. So on the legs, you just want the knees over the center. And then, close to center. It doesn't have, it's not dead center.
No, they wouldn't. Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. Now I did it wrong because
That's okay. It's all good. So much better. I'm such a stickler. Okay, so pin and stretch. Simple muscle. This is the principle. This is the foundation of pin and stretch. We just shorten it, put pressure, lengthen it. You can feel the tissue move under my pressure.
not really.
So I'm pushing down. You don't feel that muscle moving.
I just don't have much muscle to move there.
We always got to have a tough audience. Okay, so I'm gonna work with her. So now I'm gonna pin it and shorten it more. Now, do you feel something moving?
My stomach is moving.
I'm gonna punch you in the eyeball. All right.
Okay.
So you
But that's a realistic thing
Yeah.
with clients because
Yeah.
you're like, do you feel this? And they're like, no. Or
Yeah.
like, am I releasing that?
Right.
No.
so common,
Yeah.
and so you want to create language where the no's not possible.
Yeah.
I would never ask someone if you felt that release because that's not my intention.
Yeah.
I would instead say, do you feel different?
Yeah.
Or do you feel the muscle moving?
Does it feel the same, better, or worse?
Oh, that's good.
And any change is good. So I want you guys to practice, sink into the tissue where it gives you resistance, and then stretch it. And then feel what you're feeling when you stretch it. Because this is much less than this. So there's less to feel here. Okay? Go for it. Pin and stretch. And then you tell them how it feels. How was that pressure?
Oh, right. It was perfect.
Good. And she has 2 arms, so we can go. We can jam. Yeah, you got this.
No, pressure was not too much or too little, but I think where your palm is might be a little bit too close to my body, and maybe it should be out a tiny bit that way. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stretch. So you feel a little movement under your hand,
that was
and then you
good.
release pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So that was good. And then on this one,
Sue's,
pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
love it.
And your side.
So I don't know
So how you release it as you're going out or after?
No, you pin it down,
Pin it down,
stretch your arm.
stretch it.
Now release, but don't lose contact.
Rotate her hand too, or does it matter?
Not right now. If you,
Okay, that's a little bit hard, Ashley,
Okay.
and maybe also a little bit too like straight down, whereas maybe you want to be like,
that's it.
Okay.
Yep,
yeah,
take some
that's
slack
better,
out.
Yeah, that is much better. Very good.
So then you put the pressure back on as you come in.
At once it's short.
Once it's short.
Yep, then you put the pressure on, do it again.
Mhm.
Release the pressure, but don't lose contact.
Okay.
You're letting blood in the sponge. You're letting blood in the sponge.
Mhm.
Now, can you feel tissue moving under your hand?
I could feel it going up and down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is up and down moving?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good. So I'm going to apply the lotion. You guys are going to figure out how you apply it best. You want it to feel good. You want it to be warm. You want it to be smooth.
I think we should try and stop somewhere that looks like a good section, just in case we can't.
We already
Yeah.
have the next stuff, right?
So I don't
You
want,
have it wired.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
I'm going to be the
lose.
model.
Okay.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, I like that. All right. So I applied the lotion very simply across the chest, across the chest. What does this give me? It gives me continuity. I can just do this all day. I'm not gonna, but I could. And then I come up through the neck, traction, always gentle traction. I'm already in the lamina groove with my fingers, and then I'm in the lamina groove with movement. My fingers are paying attention to the tissue. Your neck is the worst I've ever felt. Thank you very much. No, I'm kidding.
The worst time for me, or
No, I'm
ever?
I'm just kidding. That like you're so messed up. You're married to a massage therapist. But
Oh,
you're
well,
so broken.
that's been true for 26 years, right?
Yeah. So and now I'm seeing how those vertebrae move as I come up through. And that was more than 3. Come into the collarbone. Up, scalene. That's one stroke of 2 strokes. Like I took 1 stroke and I made it into 2. So this is, we could do this. Oh, that's. Or we could do this, come up through, shorten that scalene, pin it, stretch it. Either way, I'm covering both those bases in the time for this part on the neck.
Do you do it differently on different bodies based on what you're feeling?
Absolutely. And I might do it a little different on either side too. Like her right side is considerably tighter than her left. My thumb doesn't even drop into this tissue right here. It's like a block, and then it drops in. I'm in.
What kind of pressure are you using with that? Because like when I was practicing with Trisha, she said that I was putting too much pressure.
Right.
So this is something you're going to learn over time. When you put pressure,
Put it on her. Do it on her.
so put your arm here. So I always push to where I get resistance. So there's no resistance here. There's resistance right there. And now if I hold that and you stretch your wrist down, you feel that increase. That's the power of pin and stretch.
Okay.
So when you move it, so no resistance, that's just skin. And then right there is your resistance. It went deeper on her, on Sue, than it did on you. Now I'm going to hold that. That's, you feel the resistance? Like your tissues start. Now you feel how it feels so much stronger when you stretch?
Yeah.
That's pin and stretch. That's why you don't have to work hard with pin and stretch. It amplifies your effort. So if the person was static and there was no pinning and stretching, I'd be like, oh, gotta get in here, gotta get in here, gotta get in here. And look how much she has to move for me to get the pressure to sink in, where if I just shorten the tissue, I get in. It's not as easy on the right as it is on the left. And then we'll just come right through, come back up, pin, stretch, stretch. So here we go again. I'm going to do, this is number 2-ish of that
Stroke.
collarbone stroke, and I'm coming back in, and I'm hitting at least 3 in the scalene, come out, and now I'm going to hit the 3rd. So what you're seeing is the strokes I taught originally with transition.
Yep.
So transition strokes are strokes, but they're not the strokes. You follow? It's just how you get from one to the other.
It's like a choreography, maybe. Like a dance.
Yeah. This is the only dance this white guy knows how to do.
It's accurate.
Say
Can
lap
vouch for that.
dance
I mean, I can do wiggly bacon too, but that's about it.
Wiggly bacon.
So see what wiggly bacon in your head and
For the kids.
make your body do that. And then this is kind of like a myofascial spreading. And you can have this active or passive. If you wanted it active, she would turn back to center, rotate to the left, and I'm helping, and then tuck your chin to your collarbone, and I'm following, and then I come right back out, decompress. We good? Everything good? Okay. And then I'm going to go to this side. So I have my anchor. Go ahead and turn. Tuck your chin. Following. Help her go back to center. Turn. Tuck your chin. Good. And you see how SCM pops up? Tuck your chin. Look at that. That's where I'm going next. SCM. So this is, did we go over the stroke, the SCM stroke?
No.
So this is the world's longest neck stroke. So I turn and expose SCM.
No?
This is myofascial with pin and stretch. So you just have to be careful that you don't put pressure on the front of the throat. See that SCM pop up?
But you do want to put some pressure.
Yep, you want to put enough pressure to pull that SCM with you, and then you rotate, because if you turn to the same side of the SCM, it's getting longer because it's attached to the back of your skull.
And then at the end of that stroke, you're doing what with your fingers?
Well, you are a good model. So as the end of the stroke, I hook the mastoid process, and I continue the stretch with my fingertips. Gently, because you don't need a lot of pressure there. And depending on the person, you can really have them contact your pressure. So this hand can work harder than the hand doing the work. So this is the hand doing the work. I'm just gliding, gliding, gliding. My right hand is the one providing the pressure and the movement. Then I come back to here. And so you guys have the neck down, right? So now we're going to go into the chest. Is that where the questions begin, in the chest? Yes?
Well, we didn't do chest.
We didn't do chest before.
No, but
You
it's
guys,
on the video.
you guys never worked on the chest.
It wasn't part of
Got it. Okay, so now we're moving into chest. She's drank the oil. Her skin has drank it, so I need more. And I just put a little bit more. And I come. So these are counter strokes. That means that one hand's going this way while the other hand is coming up. So just like that. And you can see, as I come through here, you're going to see the pressure. And then we come back and add movement. You can make this active. You just have them keep their elbow bent, go from abdomen and roll out their shoulder. And I'm leaning into the table quite a bit. And then you can come all the way up.
I could really have more pressure in that chest.
Is that better? And there. So now I want to come around to the side. So this is a transition. I know I'm going to need more lotion for the shoulder. Lotion's always in reach. Go here. That's where I'm going to be. Now I'm on this side of the body. Soft knuckles, chest, chest. Come around. Chest, chest. So I have pec major and pec minor. Pec minor is deeper. Pec minor is kind of the troublemaker. So we can focus on pec minor with that soft knuckle. You can use your thumb. You can use your palm. I don't like fingers going towards the breasts. So if you're going to use your palm, fingers away from the breasts. Does that make sense? Okay.
You guys might have to move the camera at some point
Yep.
too.
So here, this is soft knuckles. Fingers are pointing to me, not her. See how my fingers are? Then I am in here, ready to come down here. You guys stop me when you feel like
Yeah,
that's the...
maybe Sue could be a good one to let you know, because she thinks we should maybe not do a whole huge section. So why don't you say when you think it's enough to start practicing where you're at?
No, I thought we wanted to see the whole thing and then.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were the
Here.
one that said you wanted to see the whole thing?
Okay.
Oh,
So here we go.
I'm getting confused.
So I'm on the back of the shoulder now. Infraspinatus. I'm shortening it with external rotation. External rotation. Pin and stretch. Pin and stretch. And I'm releasing. What did you do? And then we're going to get into teres minor. You're going to feel it's usually a little tight right there. Right in the corner there. Posterior deltoid. Tricep. You can do lat, lat, come around, grip, handle. Really good place for the knee. Right there. You guys can come around. Oh, good. Daisha's a great videographer. So I'm letting her shoulder sit on my knee. And what that does is it takes her chest out of the equation completely. Because I don't have to hold her arm up. My knee's holding her arm up. And you see how loose the chest is? Because it's not pulling on anything. It's not stretched. So now I can go the line of the armpit. You hook under it with the pad of your thumb. Find those ribs. As you move, you're going to feel pec minor pop up. And be careful here. People are tight. And we're pinning, stretching pec minor, releasing, shortening, pinning, stretching pec minor. For extra credit, what does pec minor insert on? Oh, somebody's been studying. Yeah, ribs 3 to 5. Now, extra credit, what runs under pec minor? That's major. The brachial plexus. What's in the brachial plexus?
I don't think we studied that at all.
Brachial things. Do you remember, Daisha? Okay. So here, I still have her shoulder on my knee. I go to the other border of her armpit. Pads of my fingers kind of sink down in there. And if I was having her do anything active, I would say when you inhale, reach across your body. And then I would say big breath, big ribs, because I want her to expand her rib cage. Exhale, elbow to me, and then external rotation. I'm pinning subscap. Big breath, and let it go. Nice. Good. Most people don't like that. Most people can't get into subscap as easy as it is on her. So just keep that in mind. If you can't get under their shoulder blade, it's not the end of the world. The better they get, the more access you get. So then we come back out, smooth everything out. Little long strokes, so it's transitioning. Grip. So I'm letting my arm and shoulder hang. Now I got deltoid for pin and stretch on the deltoid. You have options. A lot of people want to protect their thumbs. You protect your thumbs so you can Venmo me. Soft fist is good. Soft fist. You can do the heel of your hand. Whatever works for you. And then we come into pin and stretch of the bicep. Because I have lotion, I'm gliding through each pin and stretch. Like that. And then we're going to hit it on a different angle, this way, this way, this way.
How's it going so far for you? Too much? You wanna
Well, I
stop?
can't remember all that, but
Yeah. Yeah. What do you
It's
think,
just
Sue?
tough.
Should we stop after the arm?
Well, the arm is the end.
The arm is the end.
Yeah.
Go then.
Because then we would just repeat it on that side.
What about the legs? You're gonna do
We got to do the top first.
I know, but we're not gonna do the whole front
If
today.
we sure can try. We're going to do it. We got this. Do you want me to demo her legs?
I think stop it, don't you guys think?
Their brains are going to explode
I
already.
know,
Except
that's
for
what
the
I'm
arms?
saying.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. Yes.
Who's, yeah. All right, so I was on brachioradialis.
That's the spicy one.
Yep. And so you just kind of push bicep out of the way. I'm pushing bicep out of the way. And you're going to feel it. It's a lump under there.
Oh yeah, ow.
Do you really feel that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was too hard.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And it was hard because I bent her arm to soften the muscle. And as soon as it started to move, she's like, spicy.
Oh, no, it's not.
It must have released. Then we come down here. We're just pulling through. You could call this stripping. But you're just setting up your next thing. So this is where, like,
But it feels really good though.
yeah, I was going to say, does this suck? Like, do you care if I do it a little more?
No.
So now I'm thinking, oh, what do I do next? What's that sequence? They always talk about sequence. What's that sequence? Okay. Now, pin and stretch the forearm. So this is a wrist extender. That's the action. So that means that's how you shorten it. What I was going to say when I was showing you the pin and stretch on the bicep, I was going to say, great. Now you understand that you can do any muscle in the body, which is true, but you got to think, how do I make the muscle short? So now I'm going on the wrist flexor, and the muscle group tells you what shortens it, the flexor, the wrist flexion. And so we just do that. And I'm hitting a different line each time because there's many of them. Now, if we're going to make this active with her, say she had golfer's elbow and she wanted to get rid of it quickly, active always supersedes passive. So I'm going to have her make a loose fist. Trumps it. I don't think everyone loves that word. Loose fist, flexed fist. As I run through, she's going to open her hand, open your hand, and extend. So go ahead, loose fist, flexed wrist, and open and extend. Now I can get in there deep. I'm blocking my two thumbs together, so there's less risk to me. And then I have leverage where I can just drive my body forward to create that pressure. Drive, how's that feel? Okay, and then you come out of there. Both flexion, extension, I'm just pinching the forearm. Huge forearms, you can't do this because they're just too darn big. And you will run into those. And then the rotation. So This is the tennis elbow spot. We're just getting in on these, shaking hands, rotate, 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 and then flex and extend. And that brings us right up into the wrist where we can get detailed in all those carpal spots. Palm of the hand, always short, pin and stretch. Everything, always pin and stretch, pin and stretch. You should be, hey, that's way darker. Did you see it?
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
I got it here.
You should always be thinking about, am I pin and stretching? Am I doing a thinking stroke? Is this a transition? Is this going to be myofascial release? Plan ahead, because you're going to move through the body. Plan ahead. And then when you get it down really good, then you're like, what's for dinner? When are we going surfing next? But that takes a while.
We're going to do that in the beginning so you can focus on
Don't
it.
do that in the beginning. Yeah. And yeah, in the beginning, you're going to be thinking a lot about where you need to go, what you need to do, and you're going to be paying attention to their face and body movement and their breathing, because if they're like, you're too much. And so you notice how I just did the fingers individually? Option, you can go 2, 2, 1, which sets you up to come back here, here, here. And then back of the hand. Everyone forgets the back of the hand. Do you work the back of the hand? Nice work. Do you work the back of the hand?
I do, but I like
Yeah.
the pin and stretch added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's super cool about pin and stretch, because when you think about that simple, I'm shortening and pinning, and then you can apply it anywhere. So then I would come back, double check, because we moved her shoulder all around while we worked on it, but we want it to be chill while we go to the other side. So we go right back there. As her hand comes here, I'm going to go right into the transition. And so even though she needed more lotion, this doesn't feel horrible, does it? Does it feel bad?
No,
Okay.
no, that's
So
great.
now the next one has lotion. That feels even better. And so lotion's always within reach. I'm going to start practicing with a holster, because when I compete in Washington, I will have a holster. And when you guys compete, you'll probably want a holster. So I'm just coming to this side to do this side, what I did on that side. Perfect, yeah.
Do you want